My name is Zoe Sophocleous. I started off as a model, then went into blogging, design. I kind of do a bit of everything. My main things are my label, which is Zoe Sophocleous, and then I've got my blog, some styling and interiors going on right now as well, but the main thing is a fashion designer. Okay, well, my connection with St Raphael is that I have my clothing here in their fashion shop. It's our first year collaborating together. It's going great so far, and I'm hoping we can continue later on. Yes, of course, as much as we can in Cyprus, because I do find that in Cyprus it's a bit more difficult in the sense because all my clothing are made in Cyprus for the time being. But it is one of my main aims in the label, sustainable. We don't use any leather. We're very aware of the threading that we use because we do knitwear, both winter and summer. So I try to be aware as a label, you know, for the environment and whatnot. I'm in Nicosia, Samlarnica, but everything is made in Cyprus. I don't import anything, you know, from other countries. I try to support the local market in that way, even when it comes to making the clothes. So far it's going good. I'm hoping it's going to continue. It all depends, I think, for the economy as well in Cyprus, if we are able to keep some of the factories that I work with open. Also, the sad thing a bit is that most of the factories are of older age, because as we grow older, most people want to be designers, me included, and we kind of forget the first-hand things, like how to actually make the clothing. So, yeah. Okay, it started off from my grandma mostly. My grandma was a sewing lady, so I will always see her making stuff for us, even with the zmili, the logomeno zmili, where, you know, you would do really cute knitwear. That's where my love for knitwear kind of started. And then I loved buildings, so I kind of combined fashion, you know, with architecture. I loved architecture, but I just felt it was too serious for my character at the time. So I went into fashion instead. No, but now lately I'm going into interior design, which it was something I always loved. So now that I'm going into interior design, of course, I've always researched into architecture and interior. Now I'm kind of going into it and I'm learning from other architects and other interior designers, which is great. I have my first project going on right now to build my portfolio slowly. But the main thing is that architecture and interior have always been an inspiration for the label. That, along with nature, is basically my main inspirations for the clothing I make. I think the main thing is awareness. A couple of years ago, I think I'm considered a hoarder. I kept hoarding onto things with the question of what if. And somewhere around the time, a bit before COVID actually, but COVID actually made it even more focused, I was thinking, do I really need this? And I started searching, because as a designer, I was very minimal. I made very simple designs, and I started kind of expanding that minimal idea in my life. Do I really need this? And I started looking into Marie Kondo, into minimalism, into people like the home edit, and I was really questioning of, do I really need this? And Marie Kondo has this very beautiful sentence: do I want it? Do I need it? Does it spark joy? So I find that kind of connects with being sustainable. Like, don't excess buy, don't excess use, don't get extra. Just be more aware of, in general, your life, the amount of things you use, the amount of things you buy. And with that, I find that slowly, not just in fashion, but in general, in my life, I was a bit more aware of how I'm either helping or not helping the environment. Because we say, oh, okay, it's just one person, but each person, if they all start making a bit of a difference, comes off to a big amount. After what you mean as hobbies? The saddest thing is that I kind of got all the arts, and now I can't really have art as a hobby. I even did pottery not long ago, and I stopped it because I started thinking of it as a business. I was like, all right, maybe I should do some pottery things for the label, which it is one of the new moves for next year. Natural Citrine is going to be the interior label. Yeah, so I don't really have anything artistic for fun. I find though that this year the main thing for me is going to the gym. I never used to be a gym person. I never really used to work out, but as I get older, I find that it kind of helps my mental health and my physical health, and both physical comes mental together. So I find that that's the main thing that I do for me. And then I guess have some fun, you know, go eat somewhere a bit sometimes. Okay, my all-time favorite is Dionysos Mansion. For me, it's a restaurant, but it's kind of gourmet, Cypriot kind of vibe. For me, it's important because it kind of shows the Cypriot tradition, but it shows it in such a way that it attracts people in. It has like a different flair to it. The shopkeeper as well. And the shopkeeper touches like, I think, many aspects of human. Like you walk in, you can get your coffee, you can get your food, but also it's educational. It's got skincare, it's got books, it's got things for the house, it's got cooking books, fashion books, architecture books. So I think if any kind of artistic person or even not artistic person goes in, if someone just wants to have a nice lunch and coffee, it's a very nice, it has a very nice aura to it. So somebody that is not into art can go and enjoy some time there, and somebody that is into art can find a lot of things that they would want to purchase or observe. And now third, I think I would say Placi. Placi, I think it's because they have my favorite spaghetti. I always get the truffle tagliatelle, and it hits a spot. It's great. But I think those are the three that I would suggest. Kindness for me, I think, is being understanding, is being able to see things beyond what they actually are. I think both in my professional career, more of my personal life, I've been challenged in different ways. When it comes to my professional career, I slipped my disc at a young age, so through having to really take care of my health and myself and really finding other ways to make my dreams come true, I found kindness. I had to be kind to myself, I think, during that time, and I found how important that is, because at the start I was so harsh on myself that I was like, oh, you need to, relax a bit. And then my personal life, I had I must admit, a bad experience when it comes to love life, but that has grown me. If anything, back in the day, I was mad at the specific person, but now I'm very grateful because it has grown me as a person, and I find that I'm much kinder to others. I see beyond action. So if somebody does something mean to me, I try to understand where they come from, and I try really figure out that they must be struggling with something of their own if they're so harsh. So I think people that are the kindest are the people that either went through something or people that understand how important being kind to one another is. So.